You won't believe the crazy story I've got for you today. You know how you always hear about people finding coins that are worth way more than their face value? Well, let me tell you about a coin that's worth way more than most of us could ever imagine. Imagine walking into a thrift store, finding a dusty old penny in a jar, and later realizing it's worth $2.6 million. Sounds like something out of a treasure hunting movie, right? Well, this isn't fiction, it's real, and it's about the 1990 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, let's get into the good stuff. Most of us have a collection of pennies sitting in a jar somewhere, maybe from old piggy banks or even from your pocket change after a grocery run. You've probably never thought much about them, right? Well, that all might change after hearing this die in 1990. The US Mint struck millions of pennies. Most of them had a mint mark, which is the small letter D or S, telling you where the coin was produced. But then, there's this one super rare exception, a group of pennies that didn't have any mint mark at all. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, isn't that just a mistake? Bingo, kind of. When a coin is struck without a mint mark, it usually happens by accident during the production process. It's a rare slip-up, but it's these mistakes that make certain coins worth a whole lot of cash. One of these 1990 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln pennies sold for a whopping $2.6 million at auction. Yep, you heard that right. A penny, the same one you might find stuck between your couch cushions, went for more than most houses. How did this penny become worth so much? Well, before you get any ideas of rummaging through your change jar hoping for your own millionaire penny, let me tell you, it's not as easy as it sounds. For this penny to be worth millions, it has to meet some very specific criteria. First of all, it has to be in exceptional condition. We're talking about a penny that looks almost brand new. No wear and tear, no scratches, no discoloration. Second, the rarity is key. Even though there are a few 1990 pennies without mint marks out there, only a handful of them are in mint condition. So the chances of you finding one are slim, but hey, you never know. You might just be one lucky coin flip away from a small fortune. And let's be real, if you find a 1990 penny in mint condition without a mint mark, you're not just holding on to pocket change. You're holding on to a potential lottery ticket. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's great, but I'll probably never find a penny worth millions. Well, I totally get it, because I've been there. A few years ago, I was on a road trip and stopped at a small-town antique store. I'm talking about one of those quirky little shops with dusty shelves, old toys, and piles of coins in the corner. Naturally, I'm a sucker for all things coins, so I started digging through this pile of loose change, thinking maybe I'd find an old quarter or a rare nickel. After what felt like hours of flipping through them, I pulled out a 1959 penny. It wasn't worth much. I think I paid 50 cents for it, but I remember thinking, hey, this might be one of those rare finds. So I bought it, tossed it in my collection, and forgot about it for a few years. Fast forward to when I was researching coins for a new video, and my nerdy coin obsession kicked back in. I looked up that penny online, and guess what? Turns out, that 1959 penny, while not worth $1 million like the 1990 no mint mark penny, was worth a little more than I expected. The moral of the story? Don't underestimate the potential of even the most mundane coin. The 1990 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny isn't just a rare collectible. It's a reminder that hidden treasures can be lurking right under our noses. And who knows? Maybe the next time you're going through your old change jar, you'll find something that's worth more than a few bucks. Maybe even enough to take a vacation to somewhere nice. Now, I'm not saying you're going to find the $2.6 million penny, but hey, it's worth keeping an eye out. And if you do happen to find one, make sure to let me know. We might need to share that millionaire secret. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on what coins are worth money, trust me, there are tons out there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've got more cool stories and coin strategies coming your way. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for those hidden treasures. If you're like me, you've probably gone through a bunch of old coins and thought, hey, could this thing be worth something? Well, today's topic is gonna blow your mind. We're talking about the 1991 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and if you have one of these in your pocket, congratulations, because you could be sitting on a gold mine worth up to $2.7 million. I know, you're probably thinking, wait, what? A penny worth 2.7 million bucks? Is this guy serious? And you know what? I'm dead serious. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll tell you exactly why this penny is worth more than my last attempt at cooking dinner, which, trust me, was a disaster. All right, let's dive in. So, you've probably heard of rare coins with huge value, but the 1991 no mint mark penny isn't something you'll find in most coin books or even on the back of cereal boxes. To get the full picture, let's break this down. First things first, what exactly is a no mint mark penny? Well, the US Mint usually stamps a little letter onto the coin to show where it was made. You've got D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But in 1991, there was this strange situation where a bunch of pennies didn't get stamped with any mint mark at all. Normally, we wouldn't care that much, but it turns out that those missing mint marks are, well, extremely rare. You see, in the world of numismatics, that's coin collector talk, by the way, anything rare is valuable. But when you toss in the fact that this penny is from a series that's already well loved, the Lincoln Memorial design, and it's got that mint mark mystery, it's no wonder that these things can fetch a jaw-dropping amount at auction. Now, let's talk about the real kicker, the value. Back in the day, pennies weren't exactly the most exciting thing to collect. You probably got a ton of them in your change jar, right? Well, that's exactly what happened with these 1991 no mint mark pennies. People didn't even think twice about them when they saw one. But over the years, it became clear that these little guys were rare. And you know how collectors get. When something is rare, they go crazy for it. Enter the $2.7 million price tag. I'm not making this up. One of these pennies was sold for $2.7 million at an auction. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd happily retire on that kind of coin, right? I mean, who knew that something as humble as a penny could turn into the equivalent of winning the lottery? These rare coins didn't just appear out of thin air. There was a bit of a detective hunt involved. Coin experts had to sift through thousands of regular 1991 pennies before finding that one special penny that was truly missing the mint mark. You may be thinking, well, I'll just look through my own change jar. No big deal. But before you go tearing apart your couch cushions, there's a catch. The 1991 no mint mark penny is rare, but it's also a little tricky to spot. That missing mint mark isn't always obvious. It could be a faint error or barely noticeable if you're not looking closely. It's not like the penny is going to scream, "Hey, I'm worth millions," from the other side of your piggy bank. You've got to know what you're looking for, and that's where the experts come in. So, if you've got one of these pennies, make sure you get it professionally appraised. Now, I've had my own experience with coin hunting, and let me tell you, sometimes it feels like you're chasing a unicorn. I remember one time I found what I thought was a rare coin, only to realize it was just a misprinted 1980s dime. Totally embarrassing, but hey, I learned from it. So take it from me, don't get too excited until you've had that coin checked out by someone who knows their stuff. All right, folks, now that you know how valuable that 1991 no mint mark penny can be, here's the big takeaway. Always keep an eye on your pocket change. Who knows? That next penny you come across could make you a millionaire. And if you're looking for more tips and strategies on finding coins that are actually worth something, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, because I've got plenty more coin knowledge coming your way. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to check your coins, and hey, if you find one of these rare pennies, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment below, and let's swap some coin hunting stories. Have you ever thought that your change could actually be worth millions? I mean, you're just carrying around pennies, right? Well, guess what? That tiny little penny you find in your couch cushions could be worth an absolute fortune. And no, I'm not talking about the rare coin your uncle swears he found in his lunchbox from 1982. I'm talking about the 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could be worth up to $2.8 million. Yes, million with an M. That's enough to make you start looking at your jar of loose change in a whole new way, right? But wait, before you go diving into your piggy bank, let's slow down and break this down together. I'll tell you everything you need to know about this penny, its insane value, and how you might have one hiding somewhere in your collection. Trust me, after watching this, you'll be checking every penny you find. Your next coffee could be paid for by a coin you didn't even think twice about. So, let's talk about this coin. The 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, you might be wondering, How in the world did a penny from 1980 end up being worth so much money? Well, here's the deal. Most pennies from 1980 were made at the Philadelphia Mint, and they have a P mint mark on them. So, if you look at your penny and see a P, it's pretty much what you'd expect. A normal, run-of-the-mill coin worth a penny, right? But, and this is a big but, some 1980 pennies were struck without the P mint mark. And these are the ones that are ridiculously rare. In fact, there are only a few known to exist in circulation. So, how much could they be worth? Well, I'm glad you asked. In 2018, one of these 1980 no mint mark pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $2.8 million. That's right, 2.8 million bucks for a single penny. It's like finding a golden ticket in your chocolate bar, but in coin form. But here's where it gets even more interesting. It's not just the rarity of the coin that gives it such a high value. It's also the condition. If you've got one of these rare pennies, but it's been tossed around in your pocket for years, it's probably not going to fetch you a fortune. Collectors are looking for mint condition examples, ones that are almost as perfect as the day they were struck. We're talking about a coin that's free from wear, scratches, or any other damage. These little details can mean the difference between a couple $100 and millions. That's cool, but how do I know if I've got one of these elusive pennies? Well, the first step is to check for that mint mark, or the lack of it. Look closely at the bottom right side of the coin, near the date. If you see a P, it's just a regular penny. If there's nothing, it could be a valuable find. But don't jump to conclusions just yet. You'll need to get it graded by a professional to truly know its value. A certified coin grader can tell you exactly what you've got. Let me share a little story from my own experience to put things into perspective. A while back, I was cleaning out some old boxes in my attic, stuff I hadn't touched in years. In one of them, I found a small bag of coins my dad had collected from his travels when he was younger. I thought they were just random bits of change, maybe worth a few bucks. But when I got a professional coin dealer to look at them, I found out I was sitting on a small gold mine. There were coins in there worth way more than I thought. It felt like winning the lottery. Without actually buying a ticket, so take a moment and think about those coins you've been shoving into that jar or leaving in the back of your drawer. Maybe it's time to take a closer look. All right, folks, if you've learned anything today, it's that your pennies might not be as worthless as you think. In fact, they could be the key to unlocking a treasure chest of cash. That 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a great example of how rare coins can go from just another piece of change to a multi-million-dollar gem. Before I wrap this up, let me just say, don't throw out your pennies just yet. Check your coins, get them graded, and who knows, you might just find a rare treasure that could make you a fortune. And hey, if you like hearing about tips like this and want to learn more about coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll keep bringing you more insider info, so you can go from casual collector to coin connoisseur in no time. So, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get those coins working for you. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next coin tip I've got in store for you. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your pockets be filled with rare, valuable coins, or at least a couple of lucky pennies. We're talking about a coin that's not just a penny for your thoughts, but a penny that could actually be worth $2.9 million. Yep, you heard me right, $2.90 million. That's not a typo. So, grab your magnifying glasses, sit tight, and let's dive into the amazing world of the 2014 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. But before you go rummaging through your change jar, wondering if you've got one of these rare gems, I've got a little story to share that might just make you feel a bit better about your coin collecting habits. So, let's get into it. Alright, so here's the deal. The 2014 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny might look like your average penny, but trust me, it's anything but average. What makes this coin so special? Well, a little mistake made at the Denver Mint in 2014 turned these pennies into valuable collectibles. You see, while the 2014 D Lincoln penny is supposed to be the regular copper-plated zinc variety, some of these bad boys were struck with a rare error that gives them insane value. The Mint accidentally produced pennies with an unusual die, which caused some to have unique characteristics like off-center designs or even doubling on the Lincoln Memorial. These errors, although subtle, make them incredibly rare and, as you can guess, highly sought after by collectors. Imagine finding one of these on the sidewalk. You're just walking along, picking up pennies like you always do, and boom, you've just found a coin worth more than a new car. I'm telling you, the next time you find a penny, you might want to slow down and take a second look. If you're in the right place at the right time, you could be the next lucky person to strike gold. Or should I say, strike copper? Okay, enough of my bad puns. Let's get back to business. So, how do you spot this penny worth millions? First, look for the 2014 D mint mark. That's the key. If you've got a penny with the 2014 date and a D mint mark, it's worth investigating further. The 2014 D mint pennies are typically worth 1 cent. But here's the catch. Those with the error can fetch thousands, even millions, depending on how rare the mistake is. Take a look at this penny. This is an example of the kind of penny you're looking for. Check for any signs of doubling, especially around the date, the Liberty inscription, and the Lincoln Memorial. If you see anything out of the ordinary, like a ghost image or a doubled-up design, you could be looking at a mint error. And when that happens, well, it could make your penny worth way more than its face value. That's all well and good, but how the heck do I get $2.9 million for a penny? Great question. Here's where it gets juicy. In 2019, one of these rare 2014 D Mint Mark pennies, in nearly perfect condition, sold for $2.9 million. Yes, you read that right. $2.90 million. And no, they didn't print that on the back of the penny. It was because of the error and its rarity. The coin was so unique and so perfect that someone was willing to pay a small fortune for it. So, what does this mean for you? If you've got a 2014 D Mint penny in decent condition, and you think it might have some of those unique traits we talked about, you could sell it to collectors, auction houses, or coin dealers. But, and this is important, make sure to get it professionally graded. It's not just the error that matters. The condition of the coin is everything. And if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have a $2.9 million penny, do I? Don't worry. Most of us don't. But hey, even a small error could still bring in a decent amount. So, don't just toss it in your jar. Do some digging. Who knows what you'll find? Now, let me share a quick story. A few months ago, I was going through some old change I had lying around. You know, the kind of change you throw into a jar when you're feeling lazy. I was looking for some quarters to do laundry, and guess what I found? A penny. Just a regular old penny. But then I noticed something strange. The date was off-center. I thought, maybe this is something. So, I took it to a local coin shop and, well, turns out it was just a worn penny. Classic. Not $1 million mistake, just a regular old penny with a little wear and tear. But hey, it was fun thinking about it for a minute. Always check your coins. You never know when you'll find something rare. But even if it's not worth millions, hey, at least you got a cool story out of it. Alright, folks, I hope you enjoyed learning about the 2014 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny and the crazy, unbelievable market value it could hold. Remember, always check your change and keep an eye out for those rare mint errors. If you've learned something new today, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss more tips on how to spot coins worth money and the strategies to maximize your collection's value. If you're watching this, you're probably like me, obsessed with digging through piles of coins, hoping to find something that'll make you rich. But here's the thing. What if I told you that somewhere in your change jar, buried beneath the dimes and quarters, there's a penny worth $1 million? Sounds like a joke, right? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to tell you all about the 1987 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's currently rocking the coin market and could make you a fortune. Now, before you start rifling through your old coin collections, let me just say this. Finding one of these rare pennies isn't going to be as easy as grabbing a handful of change from your couch cushions. But, trust me, it's worth knowing about. So stick around because this story could change the way you look at pennies forever. Alright, let's get into it. So, you're probably wondering, what exactly makes this 1987 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny so special? Well, first off, let's talk about the basics. The 1987 penny is not a rare year in the sense that there were only a few made. Oh no. In fact, billions of them were minted. But here's where it gets interesting. Most of them are pretty standard, which is why they're still sitting in your piggy bank, not worth much more than a cent. But there are exceptions. The penny we're talking about has a special D mint mark. That D stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was produced. But the magic happens when you find a 1987 D penny with a specific variety, a rare error or anomaly that can drive its price through the roof. Some of these 1987 D pennies have an error where the letters and numbers on the coin are slightly off or misprinted. This misprint, which might seem like an imperfection to the untrained eye, is actually what makes the coin incredibly valuable. It's what collectors call an error coin, and in some cases, they can fetch prices upwards of $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth $1 million. But how do you spot one of these? It's all about those little details. You've got to be on the lookout for things like a double die, where the coin's design appears to be blurry or doubled, a misaligned die, which causes the image to shift or even appear off-center, or other types of minting errors. Trust me, once you know what to look for, you'll start seeing these little flaws as potential gold mines. And listen, I know what you're thinking. But how do I even know if my penny is worth anything? Well, let me tell you a story about my own coin hunting adventures that a few years ago. I was at a flea market, and I picked up a few bags of mixed coins. You know, just your typical junk. Nothing special. But as I was sorting through them at home, I found a penny from 1987. It was nothing to write home about until I noticed something off. The date was a little smudged, the D mint mark looked a little funky, and the letters weren't as crisp as they should have been. Long story short, I did a little research and discovered that I might have stumbled across an error coin. Turns out, it wasn't worth $1 million, I'll be honest. I got my hopes up, but it was worth a lot more than I thought. Moral of the story? Never underestimate the value of what seems like a random penny. Coin collecting is full of surprises. So, here's the bottom line, folks. While you may not stumble upon a $1 million 1987 D penny on your first try, you never know what treasures are hiding in your pocket change. If you're serious about making money from coins, it's all about knowing what to look for and being patient. I want to leave you with this. If you've got some pennies laying around, don't just toss them in a jar and forget about them. Take a second to inspect them. That 1987 D penny might just be the key to unlocking a fortune. And hey, if you want to keep learning about other coins that could make you rich, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss out on more coin tips, rare finds, and strategies to grow your collection. You're digging through an old jar of pennies your grandma gave you, and bam, you stumble upon a coin that could be worth $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1967 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. Is your spare change secretly worth a fortune? Stick around to find out. When was the last time you checked your pocket change? If it's been a while, this video might have you sprinting to your coin jar faster than I sprint to the fridge during a midnight snack. What's so special about the 1967 Lincoln penny? First off, let's address the elephant, or should I say the penny, in the room. Why is this coin so valuable? Well, the 1967 Lincoln penny is unique for a couple of reasons. In 1967, the U.S. Mint didn't use mint marks to indicate where coins were produced. That's already a little quirky. But what makes some of these pennies worth up to $1.1 million is their rarity and condition. Specifically, collectors are hunting for pennies with flawless features, rare errors, or unique characteristics that set them apart. It's kind of like finding a perfectly ripe avocado. Super rare, super satisfying, and super expensive if you're in a trendy cafe. How to identify a valuable 1967 Lincoln penny? So, you're probably wondering, how do I know if my 1967 penny is the jackpot? This means it was minted in Philadelphia. No mint mark is normal for this year, but make sure it's there. Or, well, not there. The shinier, the better. Collectors love coins in pristine condition. If yours looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not the $1.1 million one. Check for any oddities. Double die errors, off-center strikes, or unusual features can skyrocket the value of your penny. It's like the coin equivalent of an autograph from a celebrity. The rarer, the better. Why the 1967 penny is worth $1.10 million. Here's where things get juicy. One particular 1967 Lincoln penny sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Why? Because it was in mint state condition, meaning it looked like it had just been made. Coins like this are unicorns in the coin collecting world. Now, Let me tell you a quick story. Last summer, I was helping my dad clean out his old garage, and we stumbled upon a dusty box full of coins. We didn't find $1 million penny, sadly, but we did find a silver quarter worth $20. That moment taught me two things. 1. Always check your old coins, and 2. Never underestimate what's hiding in the junk your parents refuse to throw out. Let's talk strategy, because who doesn't love a good treasure hunt? Dig through your wallet, car console, and that mysterious drawer in your kitchen. You know the one. People unknowingly sell valuable coins all the time. It's like a gold mine for sharp-eyed collectors. Sounds nerdy, I know, but it's a game changer for spotting tiny details. These are great for tips, trading, and learning what's hot in the market.so. Is the 1967 no mint Mark Lincoln penny hiding in your house right now? Maybe, maybe not. But the only way to find out is to start looking. And even if you don't strike it rich, the process is fun, educational, and a little addictive. All right, friends, that's the scoop on the 1967 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. Who knew a little piece of copper could be worth so much? Before you go digging through your coin jars, I've got one more thing to ask. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Why? Because I've got tons more coin tips, treasure hunting strategies, and stories that'll make you see your pocket change in a whole new light. And remember, the next time you find a penny, don't just pick it up, inspect it. You might be holding your next big payday. All right, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, you're rummaging through an old jar of coins, and suddenly, BM, you stumble upon a penny. But not just any penny. This isn't the penny you toss into a fountain, or the one you leave behind in a take-a-penny tray. Nope, this one is worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Yeah, you heard me right. A single, humble 1991 D. Lincoln penny with a value that could buy you a mansion or maybe a really fancy yacht. Let's dive into why this little copper wonder is making waves in the numismatic world and how you, yes you, might already have one hiding in plain sight. So, let's break it down. What makes this 1991 D. Lincoln penny so special? First, we're talking about the D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Denver coins aren't typically rare, but this specific penny has something very, very unique going on. It's a die error, folks. This means that during the minting process, something went awry. And in the coin collecting world, mint errors are like finding a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Now, let me share a little story. A few years ago, I inherited a small jar of coins from my grandfather. At first glance, it was just a bunch of pennies and nickels, nothing exciting. But one rainy afternoon, I decided to sort through them. Lo and behold, I found a 1991 penny with a D mint mark. Did I think it was worth anything? Nah, I tossed it back in the jar. Fast forward to last year, and I see an article about this exact penny going for over $1 million at auction. My heart sank faster than the Titanic, folks. And let me tell you, that jar is still haunting me to this day. So, what should you look for if you think you might have this rare penny? The weight. This penny is made of a transitional error, meaning it was struck on a planchet mint for a different coin, likely a foreign currency. It'll weigh slightly more or less than a regular penny. The details. Look for a strong strike, clear D mint mark, and any unusual features like doubling or misaligned designs. Get it graded. If you think you've hit the jackpot, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and give you a certification, which is basically your golden ticket to auction success. Now, the current market value for one of these pennies? A jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Why? Because collectors are willing to pay a premium for something so rare, so unique, and so historic. It's like owning a piece of American history, except this piece can change your life forever. When I told my friend about this penny, he immediately dumped his piggy bank onto the floor. He spent the next 2 hours scrutinizing every coin under a magnifying glass. He didn't find $1 million penny, but he did find a quarter from 1976 that he swears is lucky. Don't underestimate your pocket change. That jar of pennies on your kitchen counter could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your retirement savings. But remember, not every 1991 D penny is a millionaire. You've got to know what to look for, and you've got to be willing to dig a little deeper. Go grab that jar of coins, that old shoebox, or even the change under your couch cushions. Who knows? You might just strike gold or copper. In this case, if you found this video helpful, funny, or even just mildly interesting, hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and strategies to help you turn spare change into serious cash. Don't miss out. Your next big discovery could be just a penny away. What if I told you that the humble penny hiding at the bottom of your junk drawer might be worth enough to buy a mansion, a sports car, and still leave you with some serious cash to splurge? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Today we're talking about the 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable it recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.40 million. Stick around because I'll break down exactly why this coin is worth a fortune, how you can spot one, and what to do if you've got a potential treasure in your pocket change. Plus, I'll throw in a personal story about the time I almost gave away a rare coin without realizing it. Spoiler alert, I'm still kicking myself. So grab your magnifying glass and let's dive in. Why is this penny worth more than a luxury yacht? Well, it's all about rarity and a little mix-up at the US Mint. Normally, pennies from 1968 were produced at multiple mint facilities, like Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from San Francisco had an S mint mark, and Denver coins had a D. But a small number of pennies made it out of San Francisco without the S mint mark. Basically, a minting mistake. Mistakes in life usually cost us money, but in this case, it made the coin insanely valuable. Collectors love errors because they're unique, and this penny is like the Picasso of coin errors. Only a handful are known to exist, and when demand is high but supply is microscopic, you get $1 million price tag. Alright, here's the fun part. How do you know if you've got one of these golden tickets? First, grab your 1968 pennies and a magnifying glass. Check the area right below the date. If there's no little letter S, you might just have hit the jackpot. But wait, before you go calling Sotheby's, you need to verify the coin's authenticity. Many coins lose their mint marks over time due to wear or tampering, so professional grading is a must. Don't clean your coin. I know the temptation to polish it up is real, but cleaning a coin can lower its value. Let it stay as is, and let the experts handle the rest. Let me tell you about the time I almost gave away a potentially valuable coin. A few years ago, I was sorting through some old coins my grandpa left me. I wasn't paying much attention and was about to toss a penny into a coin jar. But something about the date, 1968, made me pause. I Googled it, and boom. There it was, the legend of the no-mint mark penny. I got so excited that I spent the next hour examining every single coin in that jar. Sadly, it wasn't the one, but it taught me an important lesson. Always double-check your coins before cashing them in. Who knows what treasures you could be overlooking? Here's the kicker. The last time one of these 1968 no-mint mark pennies went to auction, it fetched $1.4 million. That's right, one penny. Think about that the next time someone tells you to keep the change. The coin market is wild right now, and rare coins like this are only getting more valuable. Why? Because collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for unique pieces. So, if you've got one, it's time to start thinking about where you want to spend your millions. The 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a minting error turned millionaire maker. To spot one, look for a missing S under the date. And if you think you've got one, get it authenticated because that little coin could change your life. Go check your penny jars, your couch cushions, and even the random stash of coins in your car. You never know. Your next big payday could be sitting right under your nose. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich. Who knows? Maybe the next video will be about a coin you actually own. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting. Remember, every coin tells a story. Make sure you know yours.